Hey, hi everyone. Today let's discuss API automation interview questions. Okay, so we have seen already API testing normal generic questions already in one of the video. So now we will see automation cases. So before going into automation interview questions, just I wanted to explain what is your approach if there is an API call you need to perform the testing. So what is your approach and how would you do the steps I wanted to explain, so that after that we will go into a step by step automation, how we will do for the API, which we have defined already requirements and test cases, which we are going to do in the step one, or I can say in the first question. So when there is a API, we are going to do couple of steps. Okay, let me show you those. Yeah, suppose I need to perform API testing. So step one, what we need to do? Gather the requirements. Okay. So the requirements we may receive in form of the Swagger documentation. Okay. So we will go through Swagger documentation. We will understand. Okay. So what is the method we need to perform, and what is the request payload structure, and business logics, and response structure as well. So we will understand by going through these things. Okay. So gathering requirements is the step one. Once we understand requirements, we are going to write the test cases for API. Suppose there is a one API which I am assuming create user API. Okay. And we have a post call for this particular API, which is given by the developer as a requirement. Post call we are performing. So by seeing the structure of payload, by seeing in the Swagger documentation, what is the expected payload for this particular API is already defined here. Okay, I created myself. So this star mark I given by myself, because to separate it, which one is mandatory field and which one is optional field. So I know payload also, how we can pass now. And there is a business logic also, which is given by the requirement in the requirement. Okay, as key, there is a as key for a user. Okay, should accept integer and values between 1 to 120. This is the requirements. This for this I need to write the test cases as step one. Even you are doing API automation, you need to write the test cases for each API and need to keep it for tracking purpose, for feature purpose. So first I need to write I am going to write happy path test cases. What is meant by happy path test cases? Which are in APIs, whenever you say positive test cases or happy path test cases, we write with mandatory and optional fields with the correct business logic values. Okay, and we try to check how API giving the response. So everything we are going to give optional fields and mandatory fields, and we are going to create the test cases as a data. We pass this data, okay, in data column while writing the test cases. For a test case one with only mandatory fields, this is test case two. Okay, for a API post call I am doing for create user test case 2 with only mandatory fields, how API is responding. So I need to validate test case. I need to write the test case 2 now. Okay, test case 2 I will write the steps and the data for this test case. The data will be, okay, I need to have only mandatory fields which are uh, having star symbol. Okay, I will not have other things which is city. Okay, I will not pass this test data for this test case. So those are happy path test cases. Negative test cases. So what all kind of negative cases we can write for one specific API call is, so suppose for this API only I am taking test case one as a without one mandatory field and value. So what I will do, okay, this is a test case 3. So I am going to remove this particular name field and value as well in the entire payload, and I am going to check whether because in automation I am going to validate how it is responding. Okay, our main motto is first to write the test cases, and we write automation test cases for each test case for one API. So to perform that API testing, we are writing test cases as step one after understanding the requirements. So happy path test cases we have covered, and negative test cases we are covering now with different requirements. So test case 2 now with empty value of the mandatory field. What is this test case 2 is there is a mandatory field. Okay, I am not going to pass the value for this, how it is behaving. I am going to check. This is test case 2 and that is negative test case. Next test case 3 with age key 121 years I am going to give, but normally it is going to accept until 120. So that is test case 3. It is also negative one. With next one with invalid headers. Okay, there are headers they have given. Okay, couple of headers. So I am going to pass one invalid header. And next one with invalid endpoint URL. And the next one with HTTP protocol, which is not with HTTPS. Normally we pass with HTTPS. What is happening with HTTP? We need to validate. It is also invalid in negative test case. And some edge cases also can cover with API mogging feature. Okay. So if you don't understand this, you can just go through once. Okay. What is Mockito? Okay. How a mocking can be done with a Mockito. Okay. From your side. I don't want to make it so much big, this particular video. So this is a step test case, question 1. Okay. Now we know, okay, requirements we know what kind of test cases we write it. Okay, fine. Next, now we are going to move into automation. Okay, we are having test cases already ready. So now automation is very easy. Just if you know, just I can say 7 to 8 methods, you will be able to complete the automation for APIs. Okay, I don't think it is very critical. It is very easy. Just you need to know the just 5 steps. That's it. So first step, we need to add libraries to add to work on API automation. So this is also interview question. What all libraries do you add for API restAssured automation? Okay, this is asked in many interviews for me as well. Okay, so I can say first one is restAssured IO. Okay, that is a for restAssured. We need to add that as a library to write a code in restAssured library. That is the first step, which in the project creation in the Eclipse, we write step 1 as a adding that library. Okay, so now other libraries are like we have TestNG library. We need to add it because as a like to execute the cases, okay, in multiple classes, test cases will be there. To execute that, we need TestNG as well. Okay, so next one is minute. Okay, so next one is we need to add JSON library and Jackson bind. Okay, so let me show you that list of libraries which we add. Yeah, if you see here, okay, io.restAssured. This is the first library which we need to add, and next one is okay, org.testng library and the JSON path. Okay, what is the use of JSON path? Okay, it is easy to parse JSON document. Okay, and XML path. Okay, it is also for XML documents. JSON schema validator. If you want to validate that JSON response, okay, exact schema. Okay, For that, we use JSON schema validator and JSON like Jackson data bind. Okay, Jackson core, Jackson data bind, and JSON. These are for serialization and deserialization purpose. We use these dependencies. So these you should be able to tell in interview. These all the okay 6 to 7 libraries. Okay. So now let's go to next question. So now the next question is write the first rest assured automation program for a get call. Okay, so there is a get call which we need to do, suppose. Okay, so for this, right, we need to have as we did already library setup. Now it is just easy for us, okay, to do the get call. So for get call, syntax is okay, always in automation. Okay, whenever we are like normally in automation, right, we can do for API automation using restAssured library with BDD approach and non-BDD approach. So we are doing BDD approach. Okay, syntax is okay, we can follow BDD approach and non-BDD approach. So now I am following BDD approach. For this BDD approach, we use a given, when, then statements, Gherkin language. So as already we know, if someone worked on Selenium or any other tools with the BDD, we know what is meant by these steps. Okay, given means prerequisite. From API point of view, what is a prerequisite? Okay, any authentications you need to pass. This is one prerequisite for API. Any query parameter you need to pass. This is one prerequisite. Any path parameter you need to pass. This is one prerequisite. Any headers you wanted to pass. This is one prerequisite. Remember that. What is when? When is used when you are performing particular action. So in API testing, actions are get, post, put, delete. These are the actions. Okay, get call, put call, post call. These are the actions. Then we use for validations or assertions. So same way, now we will write for a get call. Okay, so for a get call, what we will do is first we will start with given, and here content type, because all the APIs accepts JSON format. Content type JSON format I will pass inside. Okay, and okay, content type. Okay, and suppose let me show you. Okay, so once you understand these, right, it's very easy to showcase from my side. So let me, I have created here. See, given, when, then. Okay, in given, content type we can pass, body also we are going to pass. Body also prerequisite, right, for any test case, for any particular API. Okay, suppose if it is a get call, we will not have body. The difference just to post call and post call and get call is we will not have body for get call. Okay, and here we are going to have a get call for get. That's it. Nothing, no difference. This will not be there. Okay, this will not be there, and here get call will be there. Now then status code for get calls, status code is 200. Then we are going to perform validations here. Body, okay, there is a name in body. If you see, I have sent user ID, name, as, city, or I can say, sorry, address. Okay, address, city Bangalore, and address is something. So here I am validating. Now name is present or not, Hari. City is present or not. Okay, contains string, particular key is present or not in the given request payload. So that's how we are going to do validations. That's it. Okay, nothing much. But the entire response we are going to take into one variable. For that, we need to use a response class. That's it. So given, when, then, these three you need to remember. And you need to remember, if it is a post call, we need to pass a body in given. And we are going to change here post call. Okay, post, we are going to keep it here for post. Okay, so and we are going to validate for even it is a get call, post call, put call, delete call, everything is same, and it's very easy. If we have query parameter, suppose we pass here, it's very easy. If we have a path parameter, we pass here like this. So these are very easy. Just you need to remember these given, when, then, and what we need to pass for a particular API. For a particular API, what is the requirement? In the given, we pass content types, bodies, query parameter, path parameter. Yeah, authentications also we'll see in other question. Okay, and this is a get call and post call. Okay, ping me if you have any queries there in our YouTube chat. Next question is, okay, the post call also we have seen. Okay, now body creation. Okay, data, which is how we pass body. Okay, how we pass body for a post call. Okay, we will see here in the number 8 question. Okay, so different authentication mechanisms using restAssured library. Okay, so how we pass like a authentications for a API automation. Okay, there are different, right? Like a basic authentication. Okay, and token, bearer token. How we pass this bearer token and OAuth 2. How we can do these? This is also one interview question. You should know the syntaxes. It's very easy. Okay, just let me show you that also. Just if you understood get call, okay, it's just we need to give auth basic and username passwords here. Okay, auth basic, username we need to pass, and password we need to pass in a basic method. That's it. If it is a bearer token, in a given, you need to pass as a header. Okay, dot header. Okay, normally if you see headers also we pass inside prerequisites only header names. Multiple headers also you can pass. Multiple headers as well you can pass. So I am passing one header if it is a bearer token, authorization, bearer, and I'm appending my bearer token, whichever I have. If it is a API keys, okay, if there are API keys as a authentication mechanism, you need to pass inside query param. That also in given. That also in given. We know query params also we pass in given. Everything is in given we pass. Just you need to remember the method names. That's it. Okay, OAuth 2. So here, right, we need API keys normally. Okay, so API keys we know we pass using query param, and we hit the API using get call, and we get the bearer token, and we capture that and we take into for in other test cases. This is also just go through once. Okay, in Gemini or ChatGPT saying like how I can pass my for using API restAssured library OAuth to authentication mechanism. You will understand step by step. Okay, so next one, query parameters, path parameters. How would you pass for your APIs? In the given, we pass query param and path param. What is meant by query param, path param? I hope you know. Query parameters are like a filtering the some particular data. Okay, filtering. I am going to get suppose multiple suppose there is engineering college and there are so many branches are there, so I wanted to get only branch CSE. Okay, query parameter, query param I need to pass. Querying the results, whatever you need with filtering. Okay, that is query param. Okay, and path param is single specific user. Okay, specific user path param is. Okay, path parameter is specific user. Okay, this user we are going to see in the response. Okay, we are going to get the data only specific to this user. Okay, specific to this user. Okay, this is how you are going to for this particular user you are going to get the response. Path param is for a particular resource data you are going to get it, and we are validating in then status code, and body also we are storing into one variable. Okay, we can store into one variable response res equal to like this. Okay, so now we know what is meant by query param and path param as well. Now let's see what is the other question. We know this file uploading using restAssured library. We have a file upload mechanism in restAssured library that can be achieved, okay, very easily with content like multi-part method given. This also we are going to pass in given in the prerequisite multi-part, and files we need to give as a parameter one. It accepts two parameters, and we need to give a files and what is the path of your file. Or you can pass, you can directly copy paste also this file path here also, that will work. In a given we can pass it in multi-part method. If you have multiple files, that's it, dot multi-part. Two times we write and we give the path. Okay, and file download. Okay, if you wanted to download from specific file from API side, right? In path parameter, we need to pass what is the file name, and that file name we need to attach to our API URL in a get method that will download specific files. Suppose there is a API which is available for downloading some files. Okay, in a requirement or in a project, we have a one API to download any file. So this is how we can pass and we can download a specific file. Now let's see about serialization, deserialization concept. It's very important topic, and if you wanted to go through this particular topic very suppose I will explain now. If you don't understand it, okay, go and search in Gemini or ChatGPT like this. Okay, give prompt like this. You will get step by step how to prepare this and what all the steps are involved in serialization, deserialization concept. Okay, in serialization, deserialization concept, okay, first what we do is, okay, what is meant by serialization? Okay, converting a JSON object to converting a Java object to JSON is serialization. Deserialization is reversing of this one. Okay, converting from JSON object to Java object is deserialization. Okay, serialization process is, okay, what we do is let me show you the serialization process in the with the screenshot now. Okay, so we need to create one class. This I created a post request class, and here I declared some variables. Now these will be, I need to generate setters and getters. Setters and getters, you can generate like this: source, generate, getter, setters from the Eclipse. Once it is done, serialization will be done in the by creating the object for that particular class. Poso post request data equal to new poso post request. So just pass that poso instance directly to a restAssured body, that is serialization. We can pass this Java object now. This Java object can be passed now to the your API, that is a serialization. So Let's go to deserialization. Okay, deserialization can be done. Okay, response data. Okay, using extract method dot as class name dot class. Deserialization steps is, okay, once we hit the API, get request or post request, we get into one variable, and we are going to use extract method and dot as class name dot class. My class name is, I created poso dot post request and class. So I am going to get the now deserialized data into my object. Okay, this is my class poso post request class. This is my variable. In this variable I am going to get entire response. Okay, deserialized response. So this is the step which, as we discussed, to deserialize extract dot as class name dot class. Here deserialization happens here with this step. So it's very easy. Just for deserialization, only this extra line got added in API automation, and we validate normally. Okay, retrieved data we can validate with object name dot designation, object name dot last name I am validating, which I am expecting inside the response. Okay, so that's how the serialization deserialization, you just do this from your side. Okay, so you will be able to understand very easily step by step in 4 steps. Okay, converting from object to JSON and from JSON to Java object. Okay, so let's go for other one. Explain serialization. Okay, explain JSON structure, how the objects looks and arrays in REST calls. Okay, I wanted to show you this because like everyone gets confused. What is array? What is objects? Okay, this, if you see here, okay, JSON arrays is if you provide data in curly braces, sorry, in square bracket. Okay, that is array. Okay, JSON object will be present inside the curly braces. Now we have 3 objects here. 3 objects we have. If you see here, okay, JSON data starts with JSON starts with, if it is starts with curly braces, sorry, bracket, we need to use JSON array while um reading the data. So if it is a flower braces, we need to use JSON object. JSON object. Okay, JSON object to read the data from the JSON format. So that's it. If you have any queries, okay, if you have any queries on specific question, just go through and type in Gemini ChatGPT with the proper prompt, you will get it. If you still have queries, you can contact me in anywhere, Telegram or in comments.